We are going to visit with a gentleman who is putting together a guitar show. So all you musicians out there or prospective musicians, we're talking anybody that's been in the business for a long time, like some of the folks we've visited with here on the show, or for those of you that are thinking about picking up a guitar and don't know where to start. We have just the thing for you. We are going to be visiting here with Tony Melanson of the Sonic Valley Guitar Show. What a cool name that is, and we're going to have to find out about the name itself. But it's coming up on Sunday, April 14th, down in Greensburg. Tony, welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks very much. It's great to be with you guys.
Tony, actually from the North Hills area, but you're having this down in Greensburg, and this is your first venture into putting this kind of show on. Tell us a little background, Tony, of where the idea came from.
Yeah, the idea really came from my passion for guitars and collecting them and playing them as well. I've been doing this for many years, and my career is I'm a VP of marketing, so I thought, well, I love guitars, I love being around them and the people who play them and the music, obviously. And my experience in marketing really led me to say, hey, there's a big opportunity to have a good show here in Pittsburgh to bring people together who love guitars, who are interested in both vintage guitars as well as want to buy a guitar, and bring people together in one place. And Greensburg is a great location because it's convenient off the highway, off the turnpike, for people to get to.
And you're having this at the Ramada Inn Conference Center next Sunday, so that's, again, right off the turnpike. You can get there very easily, kind of pop in, browse around, spend the day, and it runs from 10 till 5. I'm curious about the name, Tony. Where did Sonic Valley Guitar Show come from?
Well, we have a lot of, kind of nooks and crannies here in Pittsburgh, a lot of valleys, if you will, and I just thought the idea of having this place where, the tagline is lush and teeming with tone, kind of this valley of where, music is happening, and it's a little bit of a play on the Silicon Valley idea. So it's kind of all those things mixed together into a place where musicians can come to trade and buy and sell musical instruments.
Kind of a meeting place, if you will, of a lot of things, from the basic stuff to the collectors. So a little bit of everything for everybody, depending, as I mentioned leading into it, Tony, whether depending on your experience, new and old, I think you're going to find something.
Used guitars represent a really awesome value because even a used guitar from the mid '80s is a very high quality guitar, and they can be purchased for from between $200 and $400, and these are very, very high quality guitars. There will be those types of guitars at the show, as well as very high end collectible vintage pieces by a number of dealers who are coming from really around the nation. We have dealers coming from as far as Detroit and Indianapolis and Baltimore, as well as local shops that you would know, and they'll be there as well. There'll be amplifiers, which any guitar player knows. The amplifier is as important as the guitar, if not more so, and so there'll be vintage amplifiers and tube amplifiers, and there'll be some drum equipment, different things for musicians, bass guitars as well.
You've had a great response to the vendors turning out for this. You're going to have quite a few tables down there, aren't you?
We are. We'll have about 120 tables set up in a 10,000 square foot space. And the Ramada Inn has been fantastic to work with, a lot of space there. We'll also have a dedicated acoustic guitar listening room. One thing, if you've been to guitar shows before, they can get a little loud. We'll do our best to kind of keep that both accommodating but, not overbearing. But the bottom line is, if you're listening to an acoustic guitar that has, a subtlety to it, you need a place to listen to that that's a little quieter. So we'll have dedicated acoustic guitar listening rooms, and the response has been terrific. It just goes to show that Pittsburgh is a really great place for a guitar show, and people are willing to come out, invest their time, and I'm confident that the public will be really excited when they see what's for sale there.
And I would imagine, too, you might have some musicians out there that have had a piece that's been handed down over the years that they might want to get an idea of what the price is. Will you have some experts there that might be able to give some ideas as far as appraisals go?
Yes, there are a number of experts who are going to be at the show that have sold vintage guitars for years and years and years, and you'll be able to get multiple opinions right away.
Mm-hmm.
You go by the dealers, you talk with them about the guitar. Even if you don't want to sell that guitar, if you tell them that, and you want to get an appraisal, they will be very straightforward with you and tell you what that guitar is worth on the market today. And you'll be able to get multiple opinions very, very quickly. If you want to sell that guitar, of course, there are people there that are very interested in buying guitars that you might have, in the closet or under the bed. And those are great stories, and those can be, really quite valuable once you get to somebody that knows about them.
Very cool. So again, it's a buy, sell, trade kind of deal. You can come down, browse around. If you have something you want to sell, you'll have a process of where you're going to tag that and help people out with that process.
That's right. We'll tag it right at the door, and you'll be able to go in with your gear, whether it's one guitar or an amplifier or what have you. If you have a couple of things, you can bring those in, and you'll be able to come in and out as you choose. There's a restaurant, there's a lounge right there in the Ramada, so you don't have to worry about running out to grab lunch. You can grab some lunch right there if you want to stay for a little while longer.
And you're also going to be having a giveaway that day, too. Tell us about that.
We'll have a giveaway. It'll be a Kindle Fire, and we'll give that away at about 4 o'clock. All we'll need is your email address. You actually don't have to be present to win. Just give us your email address, and we'll let you know if you did win. And we're giving away that piece of electronics rather than a guitar. The people that are coming, typically are going to have some pretty nice gear in some cases, and giving away a very expensive guitar is not really economically feasible. But this is a cool little electronic gadget, and I think people appreciate it. So 4 o'clock is the giveaway.
I have to talk my wife into coming down so I can make purchase of that vintage Flying V that'll be there,
Yeah, exactly.
Good stuff. It's the Sonic Valley Guitar Show. We're talking with Tony Melanson, and it is being held on Sunday, April 14th, 10 to 5, and that's at the Ramada Inn Conference Center in Greensburg. Can't miss it, right off of the interstate.
Yeah. Do you anticipate there being guitars from, say, famous musicians of the past or anything like that?
Well, it's very, very, very possible. I mean, I myself own, a hand-signed guitar by Eric Johnson. Eric Johnson is known to sign guitars on a pretty regular basis. We may have some guitars that are celebrity-owned. I don't know what all is showing up. Myself, I'll have actually a very historically significant guitar there. From 1936. It's a Rickenbacker lap steel guitar, and this guitar represents one of the first production solid body electric guitars ever made. So that's historically significant.
Wow.
And alongside of that will be a carbon fiber guitar representing two extremes of the era of guitar building.
Wow. Cool stuff.
Then they recently had that whole guitar show at the Carnegie Science Center here, didn't they? So that seemed to be pretty big. So you might be onto something here with the whole guitar thing here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's a great location for a show. There's a lot of guitars out there. The steel industry back in the day, people, rock and roll was certainly coming along, and back in the day, people went out and bought guitars, and some of those guitars have sat dormant. It'll be exciting to see some of those things come out of closets and under beds. And certainly there are a lot of musicians in this area. And the central location of Pittsburgh is great because then you've got dealers from all around.
And especially the access with the interstate from Ohio out to the east. Why, you've got a pretty direct route there. So that's good stuff. Admission to get in, what's the cost?
It's only $8 to get in.
Good stuff. And you have a website, too, Tony, that you have up and running.
It's www.sonicvalleyguitar.com. And you can, you'll get the address, know a little bit more about the venue. and check that out. I've got a blog that I write pretty regularly, topics around guitars, vintage guitars, and different topics. So that's a kind of a neat source of information about the industry.
It'll be lush and teeming with tone. It's the first annual Sonic Valley Guitar Show coming to Pittsburgh, actually in Greensburg, Sunday, April 14th, 10 to 5. Again, general admission, $8, and you're going to find a wealth of information. And again, it doesn't matter your experience with guitar, new or old, or if you just want to kind of browse around. I think it would be cool just to, as a fan of music, to come out and check it out, because I think that, as you mentioned, Tony, there's going to be something for everyone.
That's right. We're very excited and really love the music that you guys play, and so much guitar-driven music on your station. I just thought, working with you guys would be fantastic. Really appreciate your time today.
Well, Tony, we appreciate the visit with you and the support as well here on both the Grassroots Show and the Rock Station 97.7, and encourage people to come out and support the show. And, from the sounds of things, you've already got that draw, so we look forward to visiting with you in years ahead.
Pretty sure I'm going to make it down there, Bob. This sounds like too good to not miss. So,
Well, Tony, appreciate it. Best of luck with the show, and we look forward to hearing from you in the future as well.
Good stuff. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, Tony.